everyone, welcome to PapaCoin channel. If you are new to the channel, I hope you will subscribe by the end of this video. We have therefore heard a lot about institutions over the past few weeks, particularly institutional-grade investments, institutional-grade DeFi, and even institutional-grade adoption. The mass adoption that will take place is one of the main topics that we have been examining in great detail. Once organizations begin promoting this technology, they will also push it through their own solutions. We will not see XRP or even the XRP ledger when considering this technology in its entirety and what it actually makes possible. On the back end, we will see solutions that make use of this technology. Therefore, mass acceptance will occur due to institutions, even though people won't even be aware that they are utilizing this technology. And I really want to talk about that a lot in this video. I want to talk about a lot of things that the Ripple staff themselves are informing us about what will be happening. However, before we discuss Ripple workers, let's start with this piece that I came across from Jack McDonald. Furthermore, these coins are steady at Ripple. The January independent attestation for RLUSD is active, just like clockwork. A few noteworthy statistics. In the first 60 days, RLUSD's trading volume on Ethereum and the XRP ledger reached 7.35 billion. Now this is ridiculous because it's offered on Zero Hash and Revolut and has a much larger volume than many others. RLUSD is still too guarded. We have 7 million more in reserves than the 130 million RLUSD supply. Inbound interest in employing RLUSD for tokenized asset on-chain collateralization is growing. There are several options here. That's the important thing. All right, boosting interest from outside parties in adopting RLUSD for tokenized asset on-chain collateralization. Who are the major tokenizing players at the moment, guys? It's the institutional players, not the retail ones. Firms that manage assets, such as Franklin Templeton, Fidelity, and BlackRock. This is a big one, guys, and since there will undoubtedly be more updates on it, I do anticipate seeing a lot more. Let's truly take a closer look at the institutional side of things. First up, Deca Bank. In fact, they have started offering institutional clients cryptocurrency trading through Boris Stucker Digital. What's crazy about this, do you know? A significant indication of the rising need for institutional-grade crypto custody solutions was Deca Bank's announcement on February 24th that they would be launching crypto trading and custody services for institutions built on Ripple custody. Thus, the broader picture is beginning to emerge. These large banks are now beginning to offer crypto services to their institutional customers. All of this is made possible by Ripple Custody. These large banks and other institutional actors are now able to introduce particular services thanks to Ripple Custody. For this reason, I just created a video explaining why custody is crucial. Everyone should have that as their top priority, because it makes everything else possible. In addition to this, let's take a closer look at some of the recent events that we have seen. First, let's go back to January 28th, when Ondo and Ripple collaborated to add tokenized U.S. Treasury securities, or OUSG, to the XRP ledger. Ondo is a significant institutional participant once more. The use of tokenization for the XRP ledger is beginning to increase significantly. Institutions are greatly aided by that, but it went beyond that. The biggest foreign exchange bank in Brazil, Rosa Bank, is introducing its stablecoin on the XRP ledger. This will be available to institutional clients in early 2025. It was February 19th. On the 25th, Ripple X made their next announcement, Furthermore, the announcement's emphasis on institutional DeFi made it an intriguing one. Institutional DeFi requires interoperable infrastructure that is ready for compliance in order to grow. The AMM, tokenized real-world assets, and decentralized identification are all provided by the XRP ledger. Guys, the XRP ledger will soon see large-scale institutional DeFi. Take a look at every announcement we are seeing, even this 26-dated one to increase institutional and cryptocurrency custody in South Korea. We are collaborating with BDAX today. In the last month and a half alone, all of these moves have taken place. All of these are significant institutional actions. Even RLUSD is primarily used by institutions. Which leads me to the next topic of discussion. This is the key according to the Ripple staff. The key is the XRP ledger. Let's begin with this one first. That was in January. Andrew posted that institutional DeFi is the source of our widespread adoption. Governments, financial institutions, central banks, and sovereigns are all developing plans centered on tokenizing RWAs and integrating them into their own on-chain finance systems. In addition to being able to trade these assets effectively from their proprietary hybrid enterprise blockchain, these institutions will inevitably expand and deploy these assets across numerous blockchains simultaneously. The bundling of chains feature, also known as the round-the-clock accessibility to trade highly liquid assets across several chains, makes me think of solutions like Omni. And here's where David Schwartz actually restated this at last year's XRP Lecture Apex, but I'll also play some more recent videos that back up this claim. Take a look at this. According to 97% of institutional investors, asset management will be greatly impacted by tokenization. These individuals are not Bitcoin enthusiasts, cryptocurrency enthusiasts, blockchain enthusiasts, or DeFi individuals. Institutional investors are what they are. I take it that these folks are among the world's most conservative. Additionally, they believe that their industry will undergo a revolution thanks to the technologies we are developing. That's how it permeates popular culture. This is a new area with a market value of $1.5 billion for tokenized U.S. securities loans. Therefore, by the time I exit this stage, that number will likely have changed. Of course, tokenized assets are expected to expand to $16 trillion by 2030. That will most likely be conservative, in my opinion. Simply said, it makes sense to enter these areas. The assets must be located in the DeFi spaces and tokenized areas if that is where the investors or money will be. The money will be pursued by the assets, 97. According to a BNY Mellon survey, 97% of institutional investors think tokenization will transform asset management. Let's head over here now. The time was 2:06 on February 6th, Summit of Ondo. Prior to widespread retail acceptance, institutional adoption will take place. Many thanks to Cowboy Crypto. Take a look. People are being inadequately served, and there is a lot of conflict right now. When attempting to determine where you may gain traction with nearly any technology, you search for folks who are underserved by the current technology because you don't need to be flawless to win their business. Simply put, you need to get better. Additionally, you need to be less good to get better, the worse it is. Additionally, I believe that sectors like private equity, venture capital, and real estate are just underserved. The opposing ends also work in an unexpected way. In actuality, the middle is not as effective as both ends. Thus, there is a lot of friction and extremely poor service on one end. Contrary to popular belief, you can get traction in areas where people are well served and friction is minimal, since even a tiny financial savings is preferable. For instance, you've probably heard a lot about tokenized treasuries. Actually, those are now quite effective. Why would that be an area, one may ask? And that's the reason. It's because the margins are so tiny that if you can reduce a $3 transaction cost to a fraction of a penny, it's actually a lot. It does important. If I can save you a few dollars, even if I'm only earning 2% and you're charging me a few basis points, it's like the two ends, in my opinion. In terms of what individuals should concentrate on, user experience will be crucial if we're going to turn the corner to broad adoption. The largest obstacle to widespread adoption is when consumers need to comprehend the specifics of their actions. Any technology that has gained widespread use, such as the internet, computers, or automobiles, does so because users are not required to comprehend the intricacies of how it operates. Consequently, it is obtaining that user experience. A major component of that is interoperability. It's too much work if, for example, my money is over here, but the thing I want to do is over here and I really need to consider it. It is likely that institutional adoption will occur before mass retail adoption, since the intricacy of institutional adoption will be less of a barrier. And now on top of this clip was also shown to us. David Schwartz described Ripple's current plan to deploy the XRP ledger's essential primitives for institutional DeFi, which will eventually result in consumer-facing retail use cases at the end of February.